26, 2023, City of Broussard Council meeting. Please remember to adjust your microphones and speak into them so you can be heard clearly on our broadcast for the viewers at home. If anyone from our audience would like to make a comment on an item listed on the agenda, please fill out a blue card located at the back of the room and turn it into our city clerk. Each speaker will be given a maximum of 3 minutes. Please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation.
Our prayer tonight will be heard from Pastor Linton Broussard from the Bayou Church. Welcome, Pastor. Thank you, Pastor. Item 2.1, acceptance of the minutes of the September 12th, 2023 meeting. Do we have a motion to accept?
I move.
Second.
The minutes were supplied to the council in their packet. Tina, is there any public comment?
No public comments.
Council discussion?
Question. District one? Yes. District two?
Yes.
District three?
Yes.
District four?
Yes.
District five?
Yes.
District six?
Yay.
At large?
Yay.
Motion approved.
Item 3.1, approval of the September 2023 financial report. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Second.
Our presenter tonight is our CFO, Karen Fontenot. Welcome, Karen.
Good evening, everyone. These were mailed out to you on Wednesday of last week, and if you picked up your packet at City Hall, I tried to make sure you had it with your packet. On our expenditure side, all of our departments are holding the line. They're all at their budget mark or under at this point. I do want to discuss our sales taxes for a little bit. When we adopt a new budget, we always adjust to what we've collected the year before, and we've always raised that bar. This year, we must collect in each of our 1 cent sales taxes $692,000 every month to hit that budget target. In the fiscal year 24, we've had 2 months of revenue. In your financials, you only see one. The first month exceeded that by probably $50,000. The second month, the one we got in September for the month of August, was short by about 11%. Because the first one was over and the second one was under, it puts us short of our budget about 3%, which comes out to about $80,000. Historically, this most recent month of collections is always our lowest. I think a lot of people travel in the summer. It's for the month of sales in the month of July. Nothing to panic about just yet. We're going to monitor it. I think we're going to recover. Nothing to worry about, but that's just kind of where we stand on that. Does anybody have any other questions?
No public comments.
Question.
District two?
Yes.
District three?
Yes.
District four?
Yes.
District five?
Yes.
District six?
Yay.
At large?
Yay.
District one?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, we have 4 candidates running for office that asked to be on tonight's agenda to present to the council. We have a long agenda tonight, so I'm going to respectfully ask that we keep it within 5 minutes for each one of the presentations. But first on our agenda is Jan Swift, candidate for City Parish President. Welcome, Jan.
Can you hear on TV? All right. You think they probably heard what I said, though. I don't want to waste your time. I also want to thank the Broussard Chamber of Commerce. I have helped humbly to resurrect the Lafayette Junior Leadership Program with the assistance of Stacy Romero and others. The Lafayette Chamber had dropped that program, and it's only because of the leadership here in the city of Broussard that our incoming juniors every year get a chance to learn about not only Broussard, but our whole community. So I want to thank you for what you do here. You're thriving, you're growing, and I know you're open for business. So I'm Jan Swift. I moved here 40 years ago, as I said, an LSU graduate. I thought it was going to be just a short stop, and like so many other people, go on to, greener pastures, Texas or wherever. I fell in love with Lafayette Parish. I worked at the courthouse as a clerk before I joined Oscar's firm. I fell in love with my husband, John Swift. We've been married 34 years now. We have 2 daughters. I'm the only person in this race that's a lifelong Republican. So don't be misled. The other 2 candidates that are running have switched parties, one twice. I became a Republican when I was in law school, and I've always been a Republican. I will hold firm to the principles that Lincoln and others have taught us. Government should only do for the people what we can't do for ourselves. So what does that mean? I want to see us work together as a community. You guys are thriving. You, Karen Crow Scott, Youngsville, Broussard. Lafayette, not so much. Lafayette, I believe, needs a cheerleader to bring business back into the hub city while we also partner to bring business in to your community and others. I'm bringing experience in doing this. For 10 years, I ran Upper Lafayette Economic Development Foundation. I'm skilled in economic development. I'm also skilled as an assistant city parish attorney. I represented community development for 7 years. I ran the Secretary of State's office in Baton Rouge as a young attorney for 4 years. I helped streamline practices that help people borrow money easier. It was the Uniform Commercial Code. When Louisiana adopted it, I was there implementing this. We made our department with the Secretary of State the best in the country, and I helped streamline laws nationally. I also helped set up the voter network that you all enjoy now as your votes come in. So what do I stand for? I stand for lean government. I stand for the people. I've done a podcast for 6 years. I call it Discover Lafayette. I built it from the ground, and I've learned over the years we have 2 ears and just 1 mouth. I believe the people of Lafayette Parish want to have better leadership. I believe it's time for a change. I will be a full-time mayor president. I will not have side hustles. I will not teach at UL. I will not have a law practice. I will not do my podcast for pay. I will not have side jobs. I also want to see open, transparent government. I'm going to end no-bid contracts because I know the smaller cities have bid out your drainage projects and you pay less than city government does and LCG does because we get bids. Mainly, I want to be here to represent the people. I want everybody to know that either lives in Broussard, drives through Broussard, whatever. Lafayette Parish is a gem. We have not been promoting our culture. We have not been promoting our culture. We have not been looking for economic development activities that benefit all of our people. The 25 to 34-year-olds that are moving, they're our future. I believe our future has been squandered. So I want to thank you for this opportunity. I understand that you've endorsed my opponent, and I honor that. I hope that when I make the runoff, you'll consider reconsidering that endorsement. Again, Jan Swift, you can go to janswift.com if you want to know more information. If you email me, I will email you back directly. I respond to every call, text, and email. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Jan. Next, we have Mr. Justin Santini, candidate for Lafayette Parish Assessor. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Councilmen, Councilwomen, Chief Olivier. Thank you for having me tonight. First off, I want to just say that despite my best efforts, my own mother moved to Broussard about 5 years ago. And after touring quite a few neighborhoods in Lafayette Parish, she said, nope, Broussard is the place for me. So congratulations on running such a great operation that it can attract people that want to build their life here. About 12 years ago, my wife and I, we purchased our home in Lafayette, and it's the house that we're gonna live in forever. It's the house where my children are going to make the memories that they tell their children when they have their own families. And like most families in Lafayette Parish, it's the largest investment that we're going to make. And so it's very important to us. And a lot of times I get to thinking about what makes buying a home in Lafayette Parish, no matter where it is, a good investment. And a great majority of the times, what makes it a good investment, what allows our families to build wealth, is the government services that are provided. You know, it's things like police and fire protection and drainage and roads and good schools. These are the things that make the property values in Lafayette Parish increase. This is how we attract residents from Iberia Parish and Acadia Parish and St. Landry Parish to come and invest their savings in Lafayette Parish and build a better community. And so I have this kind of fundamental principle of property taxes, and I'm well aware that you guys do a great job of not levying any property taxes within the city of Broussard, but we all still pay parish taxes, and in the other municipalities, we pay property taxes to those cities. And the fundamental principle I have is that property should not be taxed in this parish unless we're using it for services that increase the value of the property. And it's at that point where the taxes that you pay on your property are an investment and not a cost of ownership. And it's those 5 things that I just listed, those fundamental responsibilities of government, of providing protection for your property that increase its value. It's how our families build wealth, and it's how we continue to attract families. I remember working with the city of Broussard on the school board to get the land acquired to build Marshall B.O. Elementary School. It's a great example of property taxes were used to fund the construction of that school. And it's a great example of making home values and making property values within the city limits of Broussard more valuable simply by delivering on your responsibilities as an elected official. So in my 2 terms on the school board, I've led budget reforms that resulted in building 6 new schools, all without raising any taxes. This is what I'm passionate about. I don't understand. I don't know how it is to teach children in the classroom. It's why I send my children to school to learn. What I do know is I know budgets and finance. It's where I was able to contribute. It's where I was able to lead. And we have embarked on an ambitious construction program that has resulted in removing 75% of those ugly portable buildings from the campuses across the parish. Again, all without raising taxes. And this is what I'm looking to bring to the assessor's office, is that conservative mindset that helps the elected officials in every municipality achieve the goals and address the needs of their own constituents without raising property taxes, such that you get good long-term budgeting information from the assessor's office. You get prompt attention whenever you're looking at annexing any property. Anything you need from the assessor's office needs to be addressed accurately and promptly. I'm the only person in this race that has sat in your position. I'm the only one in this race that has balanced the public budget, knows what it means to prioritize within a budget, knows what it means to take those phone calls when you have to cut something. I understand the hard decisions that each of you have to make every time you sit in those chairs. And I pledge to you to work with you and give you whatever you need to achieve for your constituents and deliver for the city of Broussard. So I humbly ask for your vote on October 14th or this Saturday. If you plan to vote early, I would encourage you to vote early. October 14th is quite a busy day with an LSU game, festivals at Cartier. Chris Stapleton is that night at the Cajun Dome. If you ever were looking for an excuse not to vote, you're going to have it on October 14th. So please keep in mind Justin Centani for Lafayette Parish Assessor on October 14th. Thank you so much.
Next, we have Mr. Linton Broussard, candidate for School Board District 9. Welcome.
Thanks again, Mayor Bork and council members, for allowing me to come and speak today. My name's Linton Broussard Jr. I'm not a Youngsville resident from the ground up. I grew up in a small town, even smaller than Youngsville, Lawtell, Louisiana. Went to UL, graduated from there in 2004 with a double major in accounting and finance. So I do have a little bit of a business background. Married to my wife, Rachel. We've been married for 13 years, have 3 boys. A 21-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 6-year-old. My 6-year-old's enrolled at Ernest Gallette. My 11-year-old's enrolled at Youngsville Middle. My 11-year-old's also in the gifted program in Lafayette Parish. One of the things for me is, as an experienced person within the school system, I'm a substitute teacher. I've been a substitute teacher for the past 2.5 years. I've gotten to talk with a lot of kids, talk with a lot of students, talk with a lot of teachers, talk with a lot of administrators about what goes on in the schools, but not only talk with them, but see firsthand a lot of what happens within our schools. I also know bus transportation is an issue. Both of my sons are part of those issues. Prior to becoming a substitute teacher, I wanted to be a substitute bus driver. That didn't seem to work out because of some communication issues with the transportation department. Those are things I'd like to get fixed within our school system. As a full-time job, I'm a pastor. What I get to do Sunday through Thursday is I get to work with people. I get to help people. I get to see where they're hurting. I get to see where they celebrate and get to interact with their families. I'm a family man. My 6-year-old's here with me because today is my day to take the responsibility of being a father. So that's what I'm doing. Supposed to be at soccer practice. I'm also his soccer coach. So we're missing soccer to be here today. So for me, this is a big honor to be here with you all. I decided to run for school board member back in February. It's something that I've talked to lots of school members, teachers, administrators. I've talked to some state and local leaders here in Louisiana, and many of them have encouraged me because of my background as a substitute teacher to be able to be a part of what's going on in our school system. Be local, contain myself in Youngsville, Broussard, Milton, to be able to do what I think our kids and our teachers need, and that's to advocate for them. Not to advocate for myself, but to be able to fight for kids, fight for teachers, to be able to do what they should be able to do in schools. And that's to be able to teach, educate our kids, not based on social issues, not based on cultural issues, but what's based on them becoming members of society that are able to one day sit in the seats that y'all are sitting in. You know, that's what I want for my sons. I'm teaching my sons how to be leaders, how to serve other people, how to be respectful to other people. And I see that we can do more of that in our schools. One of the big issues that people talk about is security in our schools with metal detectors. There are some people who aren't comfortable with metal detectors in middle schools. They're not comfortable with SROs in schools. Those are things that are needed because of just the climate that we live in these days. Also with that, when I see in schools that teachers are worked, their butts to the bone, and they don't have much time to be able to take breaks to do the things that teachers when I grew up would do, to be able to spend times getting to know their kids, to be able to do the things that allow them to not only teach specific curriculum, but also to teach their kids in a way that allows them to know that each kid in their class is important. I see the times when kids who are struggling have to have more time taken for them, which takes away from what the teachers do during their times teaching their class within the time periods they have for certain subjects, which can be difficult for many of them. For me, running for school board is just a way that I can continue to give back to the community that I live in. We've been living in Youngsville for the last 5 years. Both of my sons attend the public schools. My 21-year-old was someone who struggled with school through 504 and IEP stuff, so I know what that's like. I know the headache that causes, which caused my oldest son to fall behind. So I know there's struggles that come from schools, but there's also good sides and celebrations because of the two that I have below him. One's in gifted, as I mentioned before. So I know that there's a lot going on within our schools. I know that we need to get our communities more involved. I'm a part of the Parent and Family Engagement Committee at Ernest Galette that meets with other parents in our parish to be able to find ways for the community to be involved. But I also sit on the superintendent's parent advisory panel. So I do have the ability to speak into what happens as a superintendent makes decisions or learns what are problems, what are ways that we can come up with solutions. And I challenge them on things that come up to make sure that they're doing what's best, not for them, but for the kids. And that's what I want to continue fighting for. My heart's for our kids, my heart's for our teachers. Our education system is what allows us to be the great parish that we're in. We have a lot of issues to fix, and I'd be glad to be the person to do that. So I'd appreciate your vote.
Thank you, Linton. Next, we have Mr. Grant Quinlan, candidate for School Board District 7. Welcome.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, Chief. Thank y'all for your time and opportunity to speak here tonight. My name is Grant Quinlan. I'm running for District 7 School Board here in Lafayette. I've lived in Broussard for close to 20 years now, and I'm proud to call Broussard home. It's where I met my wife, Lauren. We have 2 beautiful young kids who will shortly be entering the public school system. And that's the main reason why I decided to run. As your school board member, I will have several priorities, but in the interest of time, I'll only focus on two tonight. First being facilities. You've all done a phenomenal job as it relates to growing our community here in Broussard. With growth comes challenges for the school system. As you may know, Marshall BO recently had her spot rezone. That was necessary. The school is only less than 5 years old, so that's a testament to y'all's growth and what we're doing here in Broussard. While the growth is great for Broussard, a district will need a representative who can deliver when it comes needed to facilities and facility upgrades to keep up with our rapid growth. I will be that representative. Second being teachers. We all love our teachers as a community. They help raise our kids. You know, when I'm fortunate to have grown up with educators in my family, and I know challenges they face. I will be a strong voice for our teachers, and I will fight to ensure we provide the necessary tools and resources so they can be successful in their career. The rapid growth in District 7 demands someone who will be a loud voice for our children and our taxpayers. It demands someone who will give 100% and fight for what's right for our children. And I know I'm that person. Thank you again for the opportunity to address you tonight, and I look forward to working with every one of you to make District 7 the envy of our parish. Thank you.
Thank you, Grant. Item 4.5, condemnation of 107 North Eola Road, Carolyn F. LeBlue. Do we have a motion to condemn?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
So tonight, our code enforcement officer, Ms. Benterio, is going to help us walk through these condemnations. Welcome, Ben.
Good evening. All right, on 107 North Eola, this is a rundown home, as you can see from the pictures. Got multiple complaints. When they did have tenants living there, they had water hoses run to the business behind them, extension cords to the trailer that's on the other side of them. We've had multiple issues. Police have been there multiple times. The house is pretty much unlivable. I don't even know if there's a floor inside. I know there's tons of holes. You can see all the way to the dirt. It would be very costly, probably over 50%, you know, in my opinion, of the value of the property in order to bring it up to current codes. I would recommend this being condemned and demolished.
No one is currently living in it.
Nobody lives in it. No, ma'am.
And no one has lived in it for quite a few months.
No, when they did have somebody on property, they actually lived in a camper on the side of the house, and they were never inside the house.
Is it a rental property?
Yes, the owner doesn't live here. I don't know that she was collecting rent. The owner actually lives in Ville Platte. She does not live and has not lived in this house.
Have you talked to the owner, Ben? Because I haven't. No one's reached out to
We-
me.
No, we have not had any conversations. She did sign for the letter. She has been served.
I did receive a letter from the owner with no phone number that I could use to contact her back. She did mention that she had signed for the letter. She understands that the city is condemning the property, requested 30 days because she's going to try to sell the property. So, which is fine. In my opinion is that a sale can happen. It happened with another condemnation we did on an apartment complex. It sold during condemnation. We're willing to work with any owner who wants to fix up the property. So I would suggest that if the council does move on condemnation, that there's a 30-day window before the city would take action, which is something Oscar has advised that we clarify what the window is. And if any owner of a condemned property does not start taking care of their obligation, the city has the right after you declare condemnation to go in and start doing demolition on the property, etc. So that window would be important, would also allow the owner some time to sell the property before any further action is taken. I could not personally make the phone call and confirm or get a copy of a sale agreement or anything like that. So that's the one contact we've had with the owner, and it was a one-way conversation.
Is Miss Carolyn here tonight?
No, she is not.
No.
And she said she will not.
So you're 30 days to either produce closing documents, like, kind of like we did with the apartment complex, or we move forward with condemnation.
Yeah, but if she's trying to sell it, it's not gonna happen in 30 days.
But if she has a contract,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
it's been like that for a while
And
now,
we're
so.
going back to, when we force somebody to do something, then they're gonna come on the shelf. So if we're gonna do it now, we're done with it.
And if nothing's done in 30 days, then
Yeah, give us 30 days.
demolish it.
Give us a document to, if you want to bring it to us, 30 days, and we won't get together.
What if she sells it and whoever buys it
Then
doesn't
They'll be stuck in the same
just like
situation.
kind of drags along and drags? Well, that's you.
That's what I would hope to see.
Well, yeah, everybody.
The day you said he was gonna buy it.
He started working on it.
But there is a provision that we get these, once the notice is served, and this one, the return receipt, it should be filed with the mortgage department, clerk of court, and then it's binding on third parties. If they buy later, they'll know it's condemned. Right. Yes.
So we don't need to condemn it tonight for the action to happen in
Well,
30 days.
The fact that condemning is not meaning it's, you condemn subject to the 30-day wait.
Right, to get the
And then
paperwork.
that way
going.
you have to come back and do another motion to condemn. Right, you can give, yeah.
Right, I mean, there's two things on the table. An extension could be given, but I don't even have a way to contact the owner back to say you have an extension. Right, I mean, she
Correct.
said, no phone number, no anything, we'd have to write a letter and send it.
correct.
Or the council could choose to condemn the property based on the value being, the repair value being over 50, but give a window of time before we would take any action so they could try to clean up their problems, like sell the property or whatever.
Correct.
So it,
And Mayor, I think if what Oscar said is very important, if y'all take action to condemn tonight, then that's recorded in the courthouse and it's binding on whoever would buy. If you don't do it tonight and you don't file it, then that's what prolongs things out. This kind of puts everybody on notice.
well, I would think the best maneuver for the city would be condemn, but give a window for them to take out where we won't do anything. We'll have the motion, it'll be filed, so anybody buying the property understands that this is going on. But if they decide to fix the property up, of course, we're gonna work with a person. If,
Yeah,
this is the last thing we wanna do is have to
The
go on
fact that you
private
condemn
property.
does not give you a right to start demolition immediately. Before you do that, you have to give another notice, say, we will start demolition within so many days, so.
So it does give them a window
Right,
to
but it's
step
not-
up
It
and,
is condemned, and you will not have to bring it up again to be condemned.
So if we do
And
this
if
with
y'all-
Oscar. at the
you wanna get
30
60 days, it's
nothing
fine, you
is
wanna give it
done
time,
within
but-
The 30 days, on that 31st day, we can send her a notice letting her know like in 5 days or whatever
Correct.
council agrees on, it will be, demolition will take place.
Or you do have the option to extend.
it'll be,
Yes,
if it's condemned tonight, you'll send a letter letting them know. It'll be 30 days after they receive that letter, correct? Because they have to receive the letter. I mean, we have to,
Yes.
correct? Okay, so any window of time while we're doing paperwork is not gonna count against them.
30 days after receiving the letter? Oscar, 30 days after receiving the letter?
I would send my motion to. Delay the 30 days. Make a motion to condemn, give them a 30-day window, as per Oscar.
Correct.
And I'll second.
Question.
Tina, just for formality's sake, is there any public comment?
No public comment.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Call for the question.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
District 6,
Yay.
at large. District 1. Yes. District 2,
Yes.
motion approved.
Item 4.6, condemnation of 411 Avenue D, Jerry Marcome. Do we have a motion to condemn?
I'll move. Second.
Ben, we'll put pictures of this property up on screen also. Ben, can you give us?
So, this is 411 Avenue D. At the time of the pictures, they did have a tenant that they were in the process of eviction. That eviction has gone through. They have, the owner has been in communication with me, and actually, she's here today. They have been in the process of cleaning up. They actually evicted all of the tenants for all of his properties. This property, and I haven't been inside it. The outside was in disrepair, back porch. However, they did secure all the doors so that vagrants couldn't get in. But at that point, you know, it's really just been a cleanup at this point. There's been no, permits or anything bought at this point
For repairs. to
for
the structure.
repairs on this building.
Is it
Is this,
Ms. Markham.
Ms. Markham, would you like to address the council, Ms. Markham?
Yes.
On this, please come forward.
When I came into the situation, there were some very bad elements in the three properties that Gary has. 307, we evicted the people that were in there. And then vandals or whoever came in, broke out all the windows. We've had to do all the repairs on that. And we've set up a schedule finishing that one. We're just about finished with that one. We can start on 411 next week and then move on from there. But we have evicted all the tenants in all three properties so that the neighborhood will be a better neighborhood for Broussard. And we want the properties to be good properties for tenants. I personally have rental properties here too, and they're well kept. My tenants are good. They cause no problems to the city of Broussard. I like the city of Broussard, and I want the best for the city of Broussard and for the people who live in our places.
Mrs. Marcom, we're showing, Jerry, your husband,
Yes,
as the owner of the property.
Yes.
Do you have control of the property where,
my sons actually have power of attorney for control of his properties.
so this property, then you can
Yes, sir.
take control of it if you
Yes,
choose
sir.
to do repairs? And is
Yes,
that
sir.
what you're saying to the council tonight, that
Yeah,
y'all are willing to go
we
in?
are, yes, we have.
spend the money,
My
bring it
boys
up
have
to
taken
current code?
control of the properties, and we are moving forward with getting his properties in order. Getting the bad elements out, getting them fixed up, and getting good elements in.
But specifically on the report, there's a list of things that need to be repaired. Are you saying you are willing to spend the money to do these things?
Yes,
And, you know, I'm not gonna start calling now, but it's probably electrical, it's probably rotten wood, those kind of things.
yes, sir,
And
we
you-
are prepared.
Angel, this is, Councilwoman Rockout, this is your district. Would you like to comment?
Yes, what time frame would y'all need to repair it? Because, I mean, I understand y'all had multiple properties. It was a bad situation when you and your boys were given power of attorney. But, I mean, we've had issues in the past, you know, with a couple of the
Like I
properties.
said, we should finish the property 307 that we're working on now this week, and we should be able to start on 411 next week.
Okay, because, I mean, they can't stay boarded up like they are, which is great, because nobody's in and out, but, I
Right.
mean,
You can check my reputation, Ms. Rocca. I have a very good reputation because I do take care of my tenants. I do take care of my properties. And my boys help me do that, and they're going to be helping me do this also.
Okay,
yeah.
is this
I mean-
trailer repairable?
According to Mr. Coon's inspection, without us going inside, he says yes. So it could be worse inside than what we see from outside. But
would you be willing to let them
Yeah, that's
inspect it?
what I was about to ask.
I'm sorry, sir, what?
Would you be willing to let them inspect the exterior?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rodney, after her changes, in the call, I will send Mr. Rodney additional.
Yeah, let's have Mr. Rodney go in and inspect the inside and then, reevaluate it at the next meeting. If council is good with that.
So the motion, we have a motion on the floor to allow the property owner a chance to have it inspected to, so you know the full requirement to get it up to speed, and then bring it back, work with Ben. Ben will keep us, informed about what's going on, and you would like to see it back in front of the council in 2 weeks or 30
At the
days?
next meeting.
At the next meeting?
Yeah, because I mean,
That's fine.
I don't want to prolong it for a month and they don't let Mr. Cooney go in and inspect the inside and then
Fair enough.
we're just prolong and then it's, I'm not saying you're not gonna get it done. I'm not. But I mean, the complaints and everything, considering the past of that property. And I mean, I own property in the area as well.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that. I
It's,
know
you
that.
know, it's just the complaints and everything that we've gotten, we're trying to clean up the neighborhood. And I don't want to let it sit. if, you know,
And
it's-
we've already been doing that. We've been doing that since we have taken it out. We have gone through all
Yeah,
the
the
eviction,
outside has
which
been
all these
cleaned up. I
processes
agree
take
with you. Yes,
time,
ma'am.
and we've gone through
And
all
thank
of
you for
that. And, you know, we've gone through the hit of having the bad element that lives here go in and tear up a place, and we've gone through and we've gotten that. We've done a tremendous amount of work in the time that we've had. And, I would appreciate
I
y'all helping us.
if
And,
you're-
you know,
yeah, I
y'all
mean,
helping me helps y'all, because people need good places to rent. And I know a lot of times landlords and rental properties get a bad rap, but we're good people too. I have, like I said, I have rental properties. I take care of my rental properties. You can go interview my tenants and you can ask them about their places and how I keep them up and how I get people out to repair things immediately when there is a problem there. And you have, check your police department. You have had no calls in my properties. And that's what we want for these properties also. So if you condemn this property, you are hurting us, but you're also hurting Broussard and you're hurting future tenants.
Well, Ms. Markham,
Because they need places.
we have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Rocca to extend a 2-week, stay, to allow an inspection, to allow our building inspector to go in there, see what kind of progress you can make, and we'll have it before the council on our very next meeting for reevaluation.
And thank you for your consideration.
Yes, ma'am. So we have a motion. Do we have a second? Call for question?
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large? District 1?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item 4.7 reads condemnation of 400 East Third Street, Jason and Angela Richard. Before the council moves, I'd like to ask them to remove it from the agenda. Oscar has brought to our attention that the correct paperwork was not signed. And in order to have it in front of the council, we need to do another mailing to the owners of this property, which he's going to do in quick order. And we will work to have it in front of the council on the next agenda.
That's correct, Mayor. The statute requires that they actually be served 10 days before the hearing. They did not sign for the letter, so it's not served. So now, there's another provision that allows us to send a letter to them, which TSA will probably go out tomorrow, with called a certificate of mailing. And once that certificate is signed, which is tomorrow, that they're considered on notice. So it'll be put on the agenda for next week, the next meeting.
So if the council we would need a motion to remove this item, and I will just schedule it for reintroduction at the next meeting. Motion is second.
I'll move. Second.
Question?
Question.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large? District 1?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you, council. Item 4.8, condemnation of 304 East Madison Street, Douglas and Willa Dean Chasson Family LLC. Do we have a motion to condemn?
I make a motion.
Second.
Ben, could you give us an explanation of this one, please?
So, this is a house that's, located at 304, it's right behind City Hall. We've got multiple complaints for rodents, coming in and out of the building, in the yard. They have been keeping the yard manicured, however, nobody has had any utilities inside the house, no gas, no water. The owners actually contacted me. They did receive, the letter. They sent me an email because they don't have a signature on here. They did send an email stating they received the letter, and they are in the process of hiring a demolition company to come in and either remove the building as a whole or tear it down. So they're gonna get rid of the building on their own. Correct.
30 days, 60 days, whatever.
So, yeah, she didn't give me a day count of how long. She has called multiple companies. She actually contacted one of the people that we've used in the past. I have a feeling it could be done faster, but if we do 30 days and allow them to work with me like we've done in the past while they finish the paperwork to get it done, we could do that.
Okay, so the motion is, motion to condemn is already on the floor.
No public comment.
Any? Do you need a motion on 30 days, Oscar?
No, it's not, the motion is to condemn. They are given, put in the minutes, they are given 30 days, you know, to clean up, at which time we reevaluate, but the condemnation can go forward.
We need a call for the question.
District 6,
Yay.
at large. District 1.
Yes.
District 2.
Yes.
District 3.
Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you, Ben. Item 5.1, resolution number 756-23, a resolution accepting that certain acts of dedication of the sewer lift station site from McLean Investments LLC in the reserve subdivision. Do we have a motion to approve?
Second.
Mel Bertrand, our Public Works Director, is our presenter tonight.
I don't know what happened when this subdivision was accepted, which this does happen from time to time. The, lift station was not in the dedication, and they are looking to do that at this time. We've been maintaining it since the inception of the subdivision, so we have no issue accepting the dedication of the lift station.
Just cleaning up some paperwork that got neglected.
Exactly.
Public comment?
No public comment.
Council discussion?
At large.
Yay.
District 1.
Yes.
District 2.
Yes.
District 3.
Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
District 6.
Yay.
Motion approved.
Item 5.2, resolution number 757-23, a resolution declaring the contract for the 12-inch water line along Ambassador Caffrey from Highway 89 to Bonet Road to be substantially complete. Do we have a motion to approve?
Second.
Mr. Daniel Hutchinson with Como Engineers, our presenter. Welcome, Daniel.
Good afternoon, council. This is the water line that runs from, Bonad to Steins. This is the, the 12-inch water line that runs from Steins to Bonad that, we, approved a while back. It gives us another connection from Lafayette, the master meter that we put in for the car wash. Mel and I did a final inspection. Everything's good. It's actually been in service probably about a month. So we're just here to declare it's essentially complete.
It did allow us a connection to a different water producing facility
Yes, we
from
have another
LCG, correct?
tie-in point from LUS Water.
Wait,
LUS.
Our other points are Commission Boulevard. This was
This is
South?
LUS South.
LUS South,
Yeah.
so okay, it gives us a good, some redundancy.
Yes, it does.
No public comments.
Question.
District 1. Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large? Motion approved.
Item 5.3, resolution number 758-23, a resolution declaring the contract for the reconstruction of La Nouvelle Road to be substantially complete. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Daniels, our presenter again.
This was, the road reconstruction of, La Nouvelle Road from, Bonnet to 89 that we did in junction with Lafayette. The city of Broussard, reconstructed their road sections, Lafayette Mill and overlaid. It's been striped. It's all good. We did a final inspection. Everything, they've completed everything on the punch list and it's ready to go.
We were in the lead of the project and the LCG paid us for their portions. Have we received our money, Karen? Good. Okay. Public comment, team?
No public comment.
Council discussion?
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large? District 1?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item 5.4, resolution number 759-23, a resolution declaring the contract for construction of a turn lane on Saint Nazaire Road to be substantially complete. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
This is a turn lane in front of the McDonald's that allow to access Safe Source back there. It's been finished for a while. They had a few punch list items. Since then they've addressed all of them and we recommend substantial completion.
No public comment.
Question.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large? District 1?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item 5.5, resolution number 761-23, a resolution awarding the low quote for the demolition and disposal services of the old water plant and building. Do we have a motion to approve?
Second.
Mel Bertrand, again, is our presenter. Welcome, Mel.
As most of you are familiar, this is the old building right here behind the police station that was our water plant. It's been out of service for about 3 years. Everything in there is obsolete, so we need to tear it down. The building is getting old and I would not want to go through another hurricane with it. So I think it's a good idea to get it torn down and removed from there. Correct. That's exactly right. The only thing that's gonna remain is would be the northwest 12-by-20 corner, because we have some service pumps that we still use, but the building will be removed. The slab will stay there, and we will erect a smaller, metal building over that at that time. Most of it. The only thing that's gonna stay is that 12-by-20 corner. Oh, yeah, all of that's coming out.
Just for the record, the low bid on this project was $24,640.
That's correct.
No public comment.
Question.
Huh?
Councilman Reagan is asking, do we need a budget amendment or is it within our budget already, so they're just approving for us to?
It would
sign a
technically
contract?
be covered in the cost of repairs and maintenance, and we have adequate funding right now, so we're fine.
Question.
Sorry, Councilman Delahousie was asking a question about when can they start. I didn't hear that. Right away?
Yeah, as soon as we get approval, I'll authorize them to get started.
Thank you.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large? District 1?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item 5.6, resolution number 762-23, a resolution adopting the 2022-2023 System Compliance Questionnaire. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Second.
Karen Fontenot?
So as part of our audit every year, the legislative auditor requires that we fill out this questionnaire, basically saying that we have complied with the litany of laws that we are required to comply with: public bid law, code of ethics, budgeting, accounting and financial reporting, asset management, debt management, all of these things. It is signed by the mayor, by the city clerk, and myself, and it requires you to ratify it as a council, saying that you agree with those answers, and we turn that into our auditor. Correct. There is a copy in there.
Public comment, Tina?
No public comment.
Council discussion?
Question.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yay.
at large.
Yay.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item 5.7, resolution number 763-23, a resolution declaring the contract for the construction of the Sugar Trace Lift Station and Force Main upgrade as substantially complete. Do we have a motion to approve?
Second.
I'd like to ask Mr. Daniel Hutchinson to come to the microphone one more time, please.
This is the Sugar Trace South Lift Station. It's off of Fairfield Road and Sugar Trace South subdivision. They have a few lift stations like Sable pumps to it and all that. We upgraded the pumps and upsized the force main. It flows to the Broussard Middle Lift Station. The contractor has finished the project. All we have to do, I think we're waiting on the generator to be hooked up, but that's on the city. They actually moved the generator there and all that, but we had to get gas hook up and all that, but that was outside the contractor's scope.
The lift station's actually been in operation.
Yeah, it's
for
been probably
a
2
month or
months,
two.
yeah.
It's been operational for a couple months now.
Any public comment, Tina?
No public comments.
Council discussion?
District 6,
Yay.
at large.
Yay.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Ordinances for introduction. Ordinance number 23-781, an ordinance amending the 2023-2024 operating budget of revenues and expenditures to increase authorized expenditures for the West Fairfield Road Extension Project. Do we have a motion to introduce?
I'll make a motion.
So we're gonna pull up a aerial on screen showing this project is already funded by the council, and that is the layout where we're extending Fairfield Road to meet the road that Youngsville is building, which will, at once complete, bring traffic to Fortune Road along Highway 89. It was bid out and the lowest bid was higher than the budgeted amount. Is that correct,
Yes,
Daniel?
sir.
So could you give a little bit of information on that?
Yes, we had two contractors, LA Construction and Glen Leger, come up. Material prices have increased, fuel costs, asphalt, and it came in over budget.
A shortfall on budget is 174.
174.
How long ago did we initially bid that out? It's been a while.
No, we just actually got bids on it. We had designed it a long time ago, going where the existing right of way was, right along the back of Sable. But then Youngsville asked us to move it to kind of have that jog and meet up with them.
How much is the whole project our cost? Our part of it?
About 500 or 600. Now we are
We
doing.
budgeted $443,000.
You could be right about 600, a little over 610, something like that.
Right.
Now, in the project, we're doing a 2-lane asphalt section and doing the dirt, all of the earthwork for the split boulevard. So when we come in to add the second 2 lanes, all we have to do is lay the asphalt.
Includes a lot of any drainage work?
Yes, we're having to pipe in a good bit of, probably about 200 to 300 feet and then crossing underneath the road.
asphalt prices go with all prices. And prices have been, since COVID, prices have been bananas.
Do you have public comment, Tina?
No public comment.
Council discussion?
At large? District one?
Yes.
District two?
Yes.
District three?
Yes.
District four?
Yes.
District five?
Yes.
District six?
Yay.
Motion approved.
Item 6.2, ordinance number 23-782, an ordinance amending the 2023-2024 operating budget and revenues and expenditures to increase the authorized expenditures for Main Street improvements Phase 3A. Do we have a motion to introduce?
Second.
Our presenter tonight is Mr. Joseph Marino with DDG. Welcome, Joseph. So again, this is a project that has been budgeted by the council, has recently been bid, and the bid prices are higher than the budgeted amount.
Correct. Good evening, council. Pleasure to be here tonight. So this is Main Street Phase 3A. For those of you who are unaware, as part of the whole Main Street Phase 3 project, we ended up splitting it up into Phase A and B due to budget constraints and timing. So 3A is essentially going to consist of all the subsurface drainage, the on-street parking, and the relocation of Highway 731. We bid this project initially in June. Those bids came in over budget, more than what they are now. Essentially, the bids range from 2.4 million to 3.2 million. And so 3.5 months later, we went through some cost saving options on that. So the new bid, low bid, came in at 2.18 million, with the high bid at 2.8. So there was a drop there. Southern Constructors is the parent low bidder at the moment. They bid it the first time. The savings that we saw from the first bid to the second bid from Southern was right at $475,000. So there was a substantial savings there from when we rebid, but still fell a little bit short from the budget by $89,000. Yeah, it's about 4% over. So basically,
Joseph, when you mentioned the reconfiguring of 731, basically at the Saks, the Y.
That's correct.
The road is no longer improved design, so that is going to be turned and reconfigured to a standard design.
Correct.
Current
With
design.
the current configuration of 731, if you're traveling westbound, it's nice, it's cool. You just kind of merge off of the highway, but it's really not convenient whatsoever and unsafe for people from 731 turning onto Main Street. So we're gonna turn the road basically at the pond in front of Saks and come in, turn 90 degrees to Main Street to make it a more safer intersection. Take one more step back. So Main Street is basically, this Phase 3 is from the tracks just past St. DePorres all the way to Albertson Parkway. It's a pretty long stretch of road. Construction time, put me on the spot here. It's a little bit longer. I think it's, once they start, the construction duration is I want to say about 10 months total.
I don't want to get technical here, but on our ordinance, it doesn't state that this is for Part 3 of the Main Street. It says it on the our agenda, but not on the ordinance itself. It just says Main Street. It doesn't say,
3A or 3B or 3.
1, 2, 3, like
Right.
1, 2, 3.
Is it specified?
Add that in, that's not a problem.
Does it specify from St. DePorres to Albertson Parkway? No.
He didn't
Just
specify.
Phase 3, there's no Phase 3 on the document at all. I don't see one anyhow. Maybe there's one hiding somewhere.
No.
I think you're right, Councilman. It just reads Main Street improvements.
Yeah.
But this is introductory, so before the final adoption, we can have that clarified.
Add it to the ordinance.
Yes, sir. Is there public comment, Tina?
No public comment.
Continue council discussion. Question?
District 1?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3? District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large? Motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Item 6.3, ordinance number 23-783, an ordinance amending the 2023-2024 operating budget of revenues and expenditures to increase the authorized expenditures of the West Fairfield and North Riviera intersection improvements project. Do we have a motion to introduce?
Motion.
Second.
So the council did fund this project, I believe, around when we did budget. And we were executing that, but our engineer company brought us back some options that make some sense. And I thought it would be the best idea to have them present it to the council to let you make the decision on what intersection design you think is best.
So, and Daniel really worked on this and has more, if y'all want some more details, he can do that. Option 1, which we feel like we can do, under the budgeted amount, would just be stringing some caution lights across.
Current budget is 223,500, and that is the scope of the project that's currently budgeted,
That was
correct?
what we were asked to do to begin with. And as we spoke to the traffic engineer and kind of took a deeper dive into cost and everything, we came up with 2 other options. The second option, can you go back 1 slide, please? This is actually just stringing a string of lights across the road. If ever we improve the intersection from this point, that is gonna be completely obliterated. So we looked at option 2, can you go forward on the slide? Which is to put up posts and mast arms with just a caution light, which would cost an additional, now this is all estimates, okay, $93,500. Well, when we got to this point, we said, well, what if we just do the whole thing? How much would that cost? Now, let me say this, if you choose this option, we still get to use the mast arms, no problem. Everything is there that we need. We probably have to run some additional wiring and control panel and that type of thing. But if we go to the third version, which is a full signalized intersection, it would cost an additional $151,500 based on our estimate. I'm recommending that we get this over with and spend the money today. If we don't spend it today, we're going to be spending it within 5 years. Because the growth is just crazy right now. Excuse me. Probably. That's your decision. We're giving you the choices. That's a very good question. And I want to bring up 2 things. Number 1, we will need to get some right away from Mr., I don't want to mention his name, from one of the property owners. And I think Mel and Daniel have talked to him already. We need to move forward with that. The second thing is we did a preliminary design to improve the intersection, as in widening the road on La Riviera, especially La Riviera is pretty narrow, adding a left turn lane and all that. That budget took this project to about $1 million. So the placement of the posts, the standards and mast arms are being placed to accommodate the future design.
Yeah, this has been a problematic intersection for many years. And it really, at the intersection of 3 of the districts, I would recommend that we do it right the first time. It's the fastest growing area of Broussard, and there's more houses and rooftops to come. It's a major artery to Southside High School, to Highway 92. So I would recommend that we do it right the first time and approve the additional 151.5. And I like that we're gonna put those masts where we can accommodate for future design, which is smart.
And also, we're seeing increased traffic counts on all of those roads. But when we start the Highway 89 project, it's gonna blow up.
And we met with the traffic engineer, we did some meetings, and other than a roundabout, this is the fastest way to move traffic. And a roundabout is completely out of the question at this intersection, but this is
Quite
the
a bit more
fastest way.
expensive if we did a roundabout versus a signalized intersection.
It'll also give us a good crossing for our sidewalk project at this, once it's signalized.
Y'all are making great points, because y'all funded a sidewalk to go from Cypress Crossing to, the Market Eats area, and we don't have anything to cross people across the road, so this is a good way to do that, and those two projects fit very well together.
So Walter, that, the Cypress Meadows brick fence, there's room between there. Are you gonna,
That's Mel's baby.
okay.
Yes, it'll be fine.
Councilman Forbes, you're referencing the brick column that's at that intersection. Is that within
It's
our
close
right?
to the road. Yeah, that's, I don't know about the right of, I don't know.
It's actually not in the right of way. The brick fence is actually just outside the right of way. So it will be fine. The improvements that would need to be made would be across, the additional right of way would need to be across the street from that.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm with Councilman Reagan on this. It's been a problem, and I've had a lot of complaints. Traffic in the morning and the afternoons, don't even try to pull out of the neighborhood. It's getting bad. So yeah, I say we just do it all at once. This is what I recommend.
Well, y'all were very generous to me when I asked for extra roads, sidewalks, barricade. Safety issue, this is a safety issue, that's no question. Yeah. I'm going for the gusto.
Yeah, so I'd like to make a motion for the full amount, increasing it to the additional 151.5 for a total of 374,000.
Second.
No public comment.
Question?
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large? District 1? Motion approved.
And gentlemen, and ladies, we're gonna put a bow on this and get it advertised as quickly as possible.
Chief, would you like to extend another invite to your event next week?
Yeah, so we just want to extend an invite again to National Night Out, which will be Tuesday, October 3rd at St. Julian Park from 5 to 7. We'd have a lot of static displays out there. We'd also be a great opportunity for you to interact with our police officers who protect us daily. So we ask that everybody come out there, bring your children. They got a lot of activities. The fire department's setting up something new this year, I believe. So there'll be a little obstacle course for them. So, and they'll be there in case they get hurt. So we ask everybody to come out and enjoy it. That's right. We have several vendors. Yep. We invite them all.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Chief. Coffee and Broussard is also at Tons Friday morning. If anybody, would love to have anybody from the public join us. And there's a community walk tomorrow night in Councilman Forbes' neighborhood, Cypress Meadows.
Correct.
We encourage all the council to join us for that. Anybody from the public, we're really going to be inviting people to National Night Out. That's the kind of the theme behind that one. But hearing chatter about maybe some hot dogs that got donated for that event. So that was the last item on our meeting tonight. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you coming. Drive safely. Meeting adjourned.